Let's get handy. We're talking Guardians from the Hemlock Vale expansion on Optimal Play. I'm Brandon.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Steven.
We have all three of us here and did not discuss the order we were going to introduce ourselves.
I just went for
so I just froze. I was like, what's going to happen?
It's like the mind, but with introductions.
Yeah. Clearly, I'm a lower number than Steven.
Good job. You two nailed it. So this is our second video giving our first looks and hot takes on the Hemlock Vale, investigator expansion. Like, they don't even have the same expansion symbol as the campaign anymore. They're two unrelated boxes. Yeah.
They should just give it a different name.
Oh, shit. You know what we were supposed to do before we started recording? All right. Ask Steven what elusive does. Do you know what the elusive keyword does?
It's a rogue card that makes you teleport.
No.
No,
I did think of that, though.
It's an enemy keyword that we did not think we would need to know until it was on an enemy weakness.
My guess was it acts like Hunter, except it moves away from the nearest investigator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Let's
right.
go with that. Yeah.
Great. We're gonna continue to not look it up and just say whatever my made up one is the right rule. I like it.
In a world where there's a lot of bonded cards, like there are again in this box, you see more enemies than usual in your player card reviews. So it may come up. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, is it like, remember those Dream Eaters had those monsters that would run away when you hit them? Like, I feel like some of the swarm monsters.
Yeah, it was one of
it could be like that. Like when you
guys.
attack it, it then moves a space away. I could see that. That's another good theory.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what elusive does.
Mind you, we have the rule book and can look it up. We won't.
It's in a box across the room somewhere.
Yeah.
It's who can do that. Anyway, thank you for joining us for video number 2. We'd appreciate it if while you're here you hit the like button on this video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do that too, so you'll find out when we get through each class over the coming weeks.
Do you think our viewers are elusive? Like, we're like, please like, and they're like, close.
Never mind.
Probably. So last time I threw to Kyle to say what the next class was. He says Guardian because he said Guardian because he wouldn't be here, and that was the one he was least excited about. He's here for some reason. So Kyle, why don't you introduce us to the Guardian Investigator?
I would love to. That makes perfect sense. Wilson Richards is the handyman with stats of 3s across the board. He is drifter traded. His ability is reduce the resource cost of the first tool asset you play each round by 1. Also, you get +1 skill value during skill tests on tool assets. His Elder Sign seems great. It's
and that's not once per round or anything?
Nope, no limits.
Okay.
Besides for the first tool, each round is reduced by 1.
Yeah.
But the skill value +1 is always. His Elder Sign seems great. Its effect is +0, but the good part is you may swap a tool asset in your play area with a tool asset in your hand with equal or lower printed cost.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which is really cool because a lot of tool assets will come in with uses, and potentially if you have 2 in your hand, you play 1, you use it all up, and then you can just swap it on an Elder Sign. Seems fun. 8 health and 6 sanity. And let's talk about his deck building. He's a 30 deck size. He can take tool cards any level from any class. Guardian cards 0 to 4, which is a little annoying and unusual. Just can't get that very top shelf Guardian card.
It's not that unusual to knock off the top levels of the main class when they have good traits or other good deck building.
Yeah. But 0 to 4 just seemed like unnecessary. Like, just give me 5. Or just give me 3.
I know, it does only rule...
So close.
It rules out 4 cards from the card pool, yeah.
But anyway, up to 5 other improvised or upgrade cards level 0 to 1. So there's occasional upgrades or improvised cards that can do that. And then any neutral cards as well. And we'll talk about his story a little bit. And he also has deck for building just normal deck with weakness, signature, and basic random. Wilson takes pride in always having the right tool for the job. Leaky plumbing, pipe wrench, fallen tree, handsaw, interior remodeling, sledgehammer. It's great. But recently, his jobs in and around Arkham have taken a certain strangeness. Creaky floorboards give way to labyrinthine tunnels. A broken roof shows signs of bursting outwards instead of collapsing inwards. It's Wilson's job to fix problems, and when those problems involve bizarre and horrifying creatures and unexplained phenomena, well, then it's time to get creative with what he's got.
They've really got to... So Wilson is not an original character like Alessandra. He's been in past art. They've really gotten down to the existing characters that no one's asking for. It's like,
who's this?
You call this guy to fix your pipes, and if there's a tentacle sticking out of that pipe, like, you can handle that too.
You'll figure it out.
I mean, I feel like everyone asks for a good handyman now.
I mean, it's true. We literally, before this video, were exchanging contractor information.
I could use a handyman on speed dial. It's true. I don't currently have one.
Well, Wilson's the man for you.
I'm sure in the Arkham version of Nextdoor, someone's been asking for this.
Amazing. We'll roll right into the signature, which is a 2-cost event with 2 wild icons. Already really good. Ad hoc.
Sorry. His signature card is not a tool.
No. Why would it be?
All right, go on.
What is it going to be? Trusty, whatever another?
I mean, Daniela has a wrench or something, right?
Wrench,
Okay.
Yeah. He's got lots of tools. We'll figure that out. But his event signature, called Ad Hoc, is improvised and upgrade traded. So, it's any tool gets ad hoc'd.
Okay.
Wilson's deck only. Attach Ad Hoc to a tool or weapon asset you control. Reaction, after resolving an action ability, like a triggered action ability on the attached asset, exhaust Ad Hoc and discard a tool or weapon asset from your hand. Resolve an action ability on the discarded asset, ignoring all costs. This is one heck of a job, is the flavor.
So you can exhaust it and discard a tool to get a free second use of whatever that was attached to.
No. You exhaust it, and the card that gets discarded, you get a free trigger of the card that you just discarded.
Oh, so it doesn't matter. So this only matters what you've attached Ad Hoc to for what triggers you getting to do that.
Yeah, so once you use the ability on the attached asset, you exhaust Ad Hoc to discard a card from hand and use whatever ability that is. So you have you have a hammer, and then taped to it you have your screwdriver, and then when you discard the screwdriver asset, you use it on the hammer. It's great.
So your fingerprint kit has a revolver taped to it.
Sure.
That you can fire.
you can do this every turn. You just have to discard a card every turn, right?
Yep. And you're exhausting Ad Hoc. That's why it's one.
So you
turn.
could it seems like the best case scenario would be you have a melee or some type of infinite asset that it's attached to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you're just adding on a little flamethrower or whatever,
your machete has a flamethrower taped to it for one turn. Yeah, it seems great. It seems very powerful. I think this might be the reason that scavenging just got tabooed, actually.
Yeah, as of... Well, wait, what? Why would this be it? Oh, because
you're recurring tools and weapons.
Can he take scavenging, though? I don't think he can take scavenging.
Well, he could take scavenging level 0. I guess he still can.
Can he?
Well, no, I'm just saying,
with versatile. I don't think they're tabooing cards over versatile. I
mean, that's not true. They tabooed. Oh wait, it wasn't versatile. It was whatever the skill action card is.
Yeah, I think you're overthinking it.
Yeah,
I think we talk about the scavenging taboo when we get to red cards.
Probably. But it seems good. It seems very powerful.
I guess discarding cards. You don't draw a lot of cards in Guardian. It's not cheap.
Yeah. But getting free trigger flamethrower, as Steven says, seems fun.
Yeah, but if you're spending the XP on flamethrower just to trigger it once per game is I don't know.
That's why you versatile for scavenging.
Yeah, we'll see what cards are in here,
Exactly.
but that doesn't. my mind is not blown here.
All right,
his stats too. The 3s that it's like he has all 4s with tools specifically, which is fine. But this worked with tools and weapons, and his skill boost noticeably absent on weapons. Yep. He's not very good at...
You just have to get upgraded weapons with him.
Yeah.
It feels like. All right, well, let me tell you about his blunder.
Okay.
Hasty repairs. It is a weakness traded blunder. Revelation, put hasty repairs into play in your threat area. While triggering abilities on assets you control, set your base assets you control. Wow, set your base skill value to 0.
Huh. That's not good.
Real bad.
Yeah.
It feels like this is just 2 actions to clear.
Yeah.
Always whenever you have the moment to do so. Otherwise, you're not passing any skills on assets.
Yeah. And it's not just calling out tools.
No, that's
it's
why
all
like,
assets.
Assets
Wow.
you control. Yeah. So triggering abilities on any asset you control seems detrimental.
I don't get it. Do you get it? What's his deal?
Why is hasty repairs like?
No, not the weakness. The weakness is like pretty uninteresting. It's a 2-action tax ultimately.
Yeah.
Just
what's
Wilson.
happening?
Yeah. Why would you play him over any other Guardian who has 4 or 5 combat?
I think because he's very flexible for a Guardian. You're gonna be investigating as well as you are fighting with him. So it's in a 2-player game where you want to play a Guardian but don't want to play
I think you're
fighter.
investigating better than you're fighting with him because he gets +1 to there's a lot of investigation tools. There's not a lot of fighting tools yet anyway. We haven't looked at the new cards.
Sure.
So it seems to me like he's more of an investigator, but then his art is him loading a shotgun.
Yeah, I feel like he probably accesses a lot of survivor weapons because those are usually like tools,
Well, with the signature, does it trigger attacks of opportunity? Like if you are like fighting, but then you can also do an investigation with the right? Or
it wouldn't trigger because it's resolving an action ability, ignoring all costs, and a cost would be an action.
So you could do a little bit of both, where you are slicing the boss, but then also getting a clue or something.
Yeah, like slicing the boss and like looking through your fingerprint kit at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, ad hoc works with weapons, that's great, but him having 3 combat skills where you lose me a little bit, because that's not boosted on weapons.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to think,
ways.
Sledgehammer is, I assume, a weapon and a tool?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, how many other combat tools
maybe
are
we're
there?
about to read some tool weapons.
I mean, I guess so. I guess so. You want to read us the first card then? Let's get to it.
All right. This is not a weapon tool. This is Ancestral Token. 3-cost asset with a will icon. Item Charmed and Blessed. Reaction. After you defeat an enemy, exhaust an Ancestral Token. Add Blessed token to the Chaos bag equal to that enemy's printed health, max of 5. And it has 2 Horror Soak as well. And takes up the accessory slot.
This is cool. We refreshed the audience on this last time. I love Curse Bless.
Yep.
So really, yeah, I don't get Wilson, but the reason
get this.
but what I was excited about as we look at the blue cards anyway was the Bless tech. I think this is cool. It's better in multiplayer when you're more specialized and you're likely to just be defeating a lot of enemies, I think.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like a Wilson card because, as we said, he's probably a flex.
But
yeah, if you have, it seems like if you're playing a Guardian that either really cares about Bless or just likes killing monsters and like is not doing anything with their accessory slot, then it's a pretty good include.
This is pretty middling. The amount of blessings you're gonna get is likely like maybe 2 or 3 on best case scenarios.
Really, the printed health is
Yeah.
like, I
There's
don't
a lot
know.
of 3s.
Yeah, there's plenty of 3s, 4s. Yeah, I like it. I don't know that it's great, but as a player who likes playing Blessed Guardians, I think it's cool. And I said it was in reference to the mask when we looked at green cards. But I like cards that give you a little side quest, a little like something that you have to actively do to trigger it. That's a little bit more, a little bit harder to do or a little bit more interesting to accomplish than something like use an action on the attached card.
Yeah.
Right. So I like this kind of design.
Yep.
I definitely want to play with it.
I think so.
It combos really well with B Cup too, to just like you can just let someone else do most of the damage if you have other fighters, like if you're playing 3 or 4 player and someone else is a fighter, and you just snipe the kill with B Cup too.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a great point.
Good. Good with like I guess you would need Relic Hunter, but it's good with like Garrote Wire or something
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
same reason, right?
Yeah, I think it could be really nice as like the level 0 version of what you will upgrade into, which is the Holy Rosary, I believe, the Guardian Holy Rosary to experience. When you pass a willpower test, you put 2 blesses in the bag. Like that might be the natural progression.
That's the
there.
comparison. I don't actually necessarily think I would. Does that have a passive skill boost on it?
Willpower.
Willpower. Okay, but like.
For non-will Guardians, maybe less important.
Especially in multiplayer when the Guardian is often defeating a lot of enemies. I think you'd be triggering this a lot more than that.
Is it exhaust?
It does.
Okay.
That's true.
So once per round.
Yeah.
I feel like as the Guardian, I always play first watch and give the will test to other people.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't combo as well with Holy Rosary too, with the way I play Guardian.
Sure.
Right. Okay, well we have an actual tool now.
Yay.
Back to Wilson land. It's a cleaning kit. Oh, get excited for this. A 3-cost item and tool. It's accessory slotted, so you can't clean your ancestral token. It uses 3 supplies, and supplies on cleaning kit may be spent as if they were supplies or ammo on assets you control. It cleans, it fixes, it picks, plucks, shines, and swishes. That's a quote from Schaffner's catalog, which is pretty good.
That's fine.
This, to me, definitely seems like a Wilson card, because I'm like, why would you play this over any event that just adds ammo to things? This is a little more flexible. You could have multiple things that you want to be able to decide in the future what to kind of have the equivalent of adding tokens to. But also, if Wilson is returning this to his hand and getting to replay it, that is something that events don't do as easily.
That is interesting. It reminds me of Venture, I say, is the nearest comparison. At 4-cost Guardian ally that comes in with 3 supplies and can shuttle those supplies off to be ammos or resources or something like that.
I will not play this because I don't like the theme. Like, I feel like the idea that, like, I ran out of ammo on my shotgun, but then I cleaned it, and now I found it had a couple more bullets. Like, I'm just not into it.
Yeah, I feel like it's not. The ammo
That's a good point.
is a pretty big miss.
Why does a cleaning kit have ammo in it? Yeah, universal ammo. It's some of those bullets that just work in all the guns.
Yeah. I guess it's just like your shotgun was so covered in soot that you didn't notice it had more bullets, but like, I don't think that really happened.
You know what I really wish was different about this card? I wish that investigators at your location could spend them, because then you could consider this on like, why am I blanking on the butler's name? Carson, yeah.
Or Carolyn too, also.
Yeah, or Carolyn, sure, yeah. I think that would broaden this and broaden its use cases a lot. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but it notably doesn't have a triggered ability, so it doesn't like pair well with Wilson's +1 skill value.
True. Yeah, doesn't work with anything else he's
jury,
doing.
really,
Yeah. Other than his elder sign letting you swap it back to your hand, this really has no synergy with it.
His discount, his first tool.
Oh,
discount.
that's true. Yeah.
So it's only 2 cost for him if it's the first tool he's playing.
What you get out of it being essentially 3 ammo, that feels pretty good for 2 on a level 0 card.
Yep. Agreed.
So yeah, I would be very surprised if anyone other than Wilson ever plays this.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, our next card is a lot more exciting than cleaning.
Yay.
It's a katana. It's a 4-cost asset, not a tool. Item, weapon, and melee. For an action, you can fight, get +2 combat for this test. If you succeed by exactly 2, you may exhaust katana to deal +2 damage for this attack. So you gotta be really accurate. But you can, as a fast action, you can exhaust katana to use agility instead of fight. I was really expecting the exhaust to be like, get +1 or something to make it easier to hit that, but like...
Right. Yeah, well, you get +2 from the fight ability.
No, but to do exactly 2.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or like,
yeah.
I thought it'd be like exhaust,
exhaust
get
to
+1 or -1 or something like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That'd be
Give you a little leeway.
This to me seems like a fair machete. Like machete has, it's in a bigger card pool, it stands out less, but it's always been a kind of overpowered level 0 card. This seems like a reasonably powered level 0 melee weapon to me.
But 2 hands, notably.
2 hands is tough.
Yeah. I mean, so what are the ways to make it get exactly 2? Like Granny Orn, maybe? Like,
not even, because that's only when you would fail. The only one, because I'm playing them right now in a deck, is Ritual Candles is the one that's coming to my mind.
Because it's an optional trigger.
Because it's an optional trigger.
But that's a hand slot, right?
Oh, it is a hand slot. So you have to run Bandolier. Bandolier and Ritual Kills.
If you're playing with Curse and/or Bless and Covenants, that has some manipulation of your results. But yeah,
it's hard to land.
I look at this more as it is a no limit, since it doesn't exhaust for its basic fight ability. No limit fight at +2, and sometimes it'll land extra damage.
But we know from like many years of history with this game that
That's
weapons
not good.
don't consistently do more than 1 damage, never get played.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really true. It honestly kind of reminded me of the shotgun for the relatively newer shotgun for Guardian. That's if you draw a 0 +1 Elder Sign or Blessed token, it does 3 damage. Otherwise, it does just 1. So it feels like I want it to synergize with the Blessed play, but it's not quite doing that because it needs to be exact, and Blessed feels like you blow it out of the water.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one to see what the use case is here.
You rock this with Ancient Covenant, where you draw a blessing and then you stop drawing, but then you have to be 2 down against it feels, I don't know.
Maybe you just play Afuda instead.
Okay.
Actually, these are not mutually exclusive in any way, but it is the next card. It's a 2-cost Guardian asset, Item, Charm, and Blessed. It doesn't take up any slot. It uses 1 charge, and you replenish this charge the first time a Blessed token is revealed at your location each round. Choose a non-elite... so it has a fast ability. Choose a non-elite enemy at your location and spend a charge. That enemy loses the alert, aloof, elusive, and retaliate keywords until the end of the round. Oh, that's it?
Pass.
I mean, whippoorwills are really annoying.
They are.
Yeah. Pass.
But they're not going to be in this campaign.
They brought them back before.
Actually, I guess they have, huh? Yeah.
I wonder if there's going to be a leveled up version of this that's better. Is my feeling on it.
The thing, and there were a lot of those in Rogue, or at least level 0 cards that we thought were pretty meh, and then a level up version of them. A lot of the time we still thought that was pretty meh. But the thing is, you don't need to print a level 0 version to make a good high level card. So I hope that I hope that this isn't just there to...
I mean, have you considered that we know very well what elusive does, and that it's very annoying, and so a card that lets you get rid of elusive is super useful.
Oh, you're saying that us not understanding the new keyword could be why we think this card is underwhelming?
Aloof?
No, that can't be it.
No, I can't imagine.
It does seem likely that in the Hemlock Vale campaign specifically, you'll be encountering a lot of elusive things just because it's the new keyword.
Yeah, I feel like the alert and retaliate on non-elites is such a niche, right? Like,
Yeah,
So
those are
retaliate's
scary.
mainly an issue on elite.
Yeah, those are usually scary on elites and not nowhere else.
Yeah, and it being slotless, and as long as you're playing with blesses, replenishing it periodically, it's a slotless and reusable thing. So, but in how many hundreds of cards? There's probably like 1,500 cards at least in the card pool for this game now. Like this making the 30 that go in your deck is hard to see.
Yep, agreed.
Also, since we're about to look at a mask, since the masks are so cool, I'm a little annoyed that the situational replenishing is also used on a non-mask.
Yeah.
Right? Like this kind of feels like a mask card.
Yep,
Yeah.
agreed.
Anyway.
Next up is Wolf Mask, the Moon Sire. It's a 1-cost asset with Fist and Agility icons. Item, Charm, and Mask. Limit 1 mask per investigator. Uses 2 offerings. Replenish 1 of these offerings after you engage an enemy. Should be pretty easy in Guardian. As a fast action, spend an offering. You get +2 combat or +2 agility for this skill test. Limit once per test.
Yeah, I mean, I think the masks are probably all going to be very good. I think that this is a little less good than the rogue one was whenever you leave a location with an enemy.
Yeah, I think this one's just as good.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Seems amazing, honestly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
+2 combat.
No, yeah,
And
I think it's real good.
We were just talking
Real
about how
good.
Wilson sucks at fighting. Like,
Yeah.
this helps with that.
Don
Yeah,
Mask,
no-
and he's less bad.
I mean, but all Guardians are less bad now.
Yeah, but the other ones that were already good
Yeah,
don't need
they
it
don't
as
need
much.
it.
Yeah, I think these masks are honestly on the overpowered end.
Yep, me too.
Because and we talked about this with Rogue, and I saw a couple other ones previewed. Like, if all this had was 2 uses, it would still be a reasonable card at 1 cost, like 2 + 2 boosts.
Yeah.
The fact that you can replenish them in a way that is
Not too hard.
not too hard makes this really great.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I do like it because I like side questy cards, which this is. So yeah.
10 out of 10 would dom this mess.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Yeah, little less like, oh my god, because it's the second one we've looked at. But I think they're
even
probably
better, honestly.
all going to be very good.
Yeah.
And then Absolution is next. This is a Guardian event that costs X and has 2 willpower icons, so any double icon is always a compelling card. It's a spell and it's blessed. It says reveal 3 random tokens from the Chaos bag along with X additional tokens. For each non-symbol token revealed, add a blessed token to the Chaos bag. For each blessed token revealed, heal a horror from an investigator or ally at your location. Can you think of a way to use this?
I mean, honestly, one thing I'm thinking is that it's not terrible at X equals 0. Like, you're gonna add, like, you'll probably add 1 or 2 blasts, and then if you have some blasts already, you'll probably heal 1 or 2 horror. So it gets kind of expensive to scale it up a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's bad.
I don't think I'm okay with my healing events maybe healing.
No, yeah.
I think that's where this falls apart for me. If you're spending your time playing healing cards, it's because you need it, and not because you're willing to roll the dice and maybe get some.
Yeah, I don't think it's primarily a healing card.
Is it fast traded?
No,
it's not fast.
That would make it a lot better.
Yeah, no, I think if it was fast, I could see this being like solid and even good. But the what is it? Keep faith.
Yeah.
2 cost
fast. Puts 4 blesses in the bag.
4. Like, that just feels like you play that.
Is that fast?
It is fast. 100%.
If you say so.
I just played it the other day.
It is. This is like maybe a Jacqueline card because she gets to look at more tokens.
Mitigation bag. Olive card because you're drawing extra tokens. In fact.
I guess, but the payoff is still pretty small to jump through a lot of hoops for. Yeah, no, I don't think this is ever going into a deck.
Yeah, I think I could put in a olive deck. I could see that paying 0, revealing 4, maybe healing 1, getting 3 blessings. That feels okay for an action.
I think that makes the card more interesting. I still think that makes it like when you can only build a 30 card deck, this puts it at like number 56 most useful in that deck.
Yes, I agree. I think you have to try to put this in a deck. I don't think this falls into any deck.
I could see it going in an olive deck if you're like, Absolution's a new card I haven't played yet and I want to play it. Like, sure, but.
Yeah, I think if you're going all in on like only passing tests with the Mystic Covenant or something and Jacqueline, and
sure.
you know, because I don't know that she can get Keep Faith, so
I don't know. I don't think
whereas
so.
this one can probably get because it's a spell, but I don't even 100% remember her.
I think she's 0 to 5 Mystic.
Jacqueline is just Mystic. Yeah,
Jacqueline
Jacqueline can't even take this.
I forgot
that
she could grant the extra draws to another player, not with Olive, but with her ability, right?
Yeah,
but
she could.
other than that,
okay.
Never mind. We went down a rabbit hole for no reason.
Right.
Card has no redeeming qualities.
I said Olive, mind you, not Jacqueline.
Oh, so you're correct.
Olive can't grant to other players.
Yeah. So you in an olive deck.
Oh, okay.
Like,
but it would have to be an olive deck that can take Guardian.
Yeah, all right, this next one's got to be better.
There's plenty.
All right, so the next one is Guided by Faith. It's a 2-cost event with will and book icons, Spirit and Blessed, and a picture of Napoleon for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on in the art.
Maybe a tie-in with the Joaquin Phoenix movie. A little
That
sponsorship opportunity.
That must be it. Yeah, this is gonna be all over billboards soon. Oh my god.
Investigate. You may use will instead of book for this investigation. Before revealing chaos tokens for this test, add 2 bless tokens to the bag. If a bless or elder sign token is revealed, discover 1 additional clue at your location.
You had me until max 2 clues. I think it's still okay.
Well, how would it get more than 2? But yeah, its default being 1.
Yeah.
It has 2 bless, but man, I feel like there are just better ways to add blesses to the bag.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it would find its way into some high will, Guardian or whatever deck that can take this that also wants to add blessings but doesn't have a ton at level 0. I think this gets cut pretty early in progression.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's funny that when we were looking at Rogue, it felt like every card was parlay, and every card was like, oh, this is an Alessandra card. None of these have been Wilson cards.
No,
where are
no,
the Wilson
where-
cards?
Where are the Wilson cards?
Like maybe
They're gonna be
cleaning
in.
it.
They're gonna be in Survivor, or then Seeker, where all the tools.
Where all the
are.
tools are. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that
Could be.
is a good point. Although the tools that you get in Seeker, even though they're tool traded, don't flavorfully work that well with a handyman. So it's like, why does he have a microscope?
Yeah, maybe they're in Survivor. You're right.
All right, hold up. Well, this is just a rogue. That's the name of a rogue card. I don't know. Holding someone up? Yeah.
a rogue, like should be a rogue card.
Yeah, like this is a name that belongs on a green card.
Agreed.
That's all I know about the card so far.
Bad so far.
It's a 1-cost Guardian event. It's a tactic and a trick. It has a parlay. Choose an enemy at your location and an item asset in your hand. Perform a fight action against the chosen enemy. If you succeed, instead of dealing damage, play the chosen asset, reducing its cost by each point you succeeded by. Hands where I can see him is the... Why is this card about a person who is like really, really nervous and about holding someone up? I don't know. It's a weird card. It's a weird card flavorfully.
Guardians don't normally hold people up. That's why.
And I guess you're just like holding them up, like making the enemy leave you alone so you can get your asset out.
No,
I don't understand the flavor
I
of this
think
card.
I think the idea is that the item in your hand is not actually owned by your character; it's owned by this
You're
person.
taking it.
and
You're taking it from them.
But it should probably be choose a humanoid enemy. But maybe they decided
We covered that in the Rogue video. That this has thrown that out the window. Parlay makes no sense anymore. We're just. I promised
We're
that
going
was
with
going
it.
to be the only time I ranted about it.
We're moving on.
You can use your fake credentials to fool a conglomeration of spheres. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, so it's an econ card. It's like perform a fight action against the enemy. So if you can find an easy enemy and you have a good combat skill, it's almost as good as like the
So I think
the inspirational speech. No, what's so there's a Guardian card that puts an ally into play for a discount of 3, and there's a Mystic card. I've been bad with
Inspiring
card
Speech.
names.
And then Uncaged the Soul is the.
Thank you. Yeah.
motivational
So
speech.
this is similar to those, but for items.
No.
But with all these hoops you have to jump through, and it seems a lot
But
worse.
no, here's the difference. I'm not saying it's a good card. Here's the difference, though.
Mhm.
If you wait till an enemy pops up to uncage the soul for a shriveling, you get popped in the face. If you wait till an enemy pops up to hold up for a shotgun, you don't get popped in the face because parlay doesn't trigger attacks of opportunity.
That's true.
So-
On the other hand, though, Uncage the Soul works anytime, and this works only while there's an enemy.
Yeah, no.
on
I
you.
think this is specifically for
Yeah.
you need to play a weapon
I mean,
during combat.
that's valid. I don't think it makes this card nearly as good as that one, but you're right that there's a situation where this works that is in the same situation that would fail.
There was a rogue card in the last review that we did that was the gun taped to the back, which was
False
a
surrender.
Yeah, which was a parlay that didn't take a test, and you got the gun out for one less cost
and got to
fire
shoot it? Yeah.
It feels so much worse. It honestly reminds me of I think it's Unearth the Ancients, which is a seeker card where it's like you investigate the location. If you succeed,
It, like, discounts a
you
relic.
discount
Yeah.
like the relic that you're about to play. It feels like and that
And that's not a good
immediately
card.
got
Yeah.
immediately got thrown away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't think it's the one, guys.
not a fan. Is there
Alessandra?
is there a theme? This is
parlay.
this is the third, and Steven's out reading it. This is the third double card we've seen. Is that like a theme in this box? Are we going to see a permanent that makes them only cost 1 action or something? I don't
That'd
know.
be cool.
It would be. Tell us about Task Force, though.
Yeah, it's a 2-cost event with book, fist, and agility icons. It's a tactic and a double, as you said. So you have to spend an extra action. 1 at a time in any order, choose an investigator at your location to resolve an action ability on an asset they control without paying its action cost. Move to a connecting location or discover a clue at their location.
Whoa.
Now this is a
Great
Carson
in 4.
card.
Great in 4-player, especially Carson.
Yeah. I think this is super cool.
Super cool. Only good in high player counts.
I like a supportive playstyle, and I like playing. Like I don't play true solo, so for both those reasons, like I think this is a card I'm likely to play. It's 2 cost, and it sort of gives you like for 2 costs a card and an action, you're sort of getting 3 actions
2
back out of it. Two actions. Geez, so it's like 5, action card resource kind of like equivalent units to get 3 action. Okay, I don't know if I like it anymore. That's really expensive.
Is it each other investigator?
No. You could do all this yourself,
Okay.
actually. So you could do this in true solo.
Okay.
And then the action compression is kind of an upside to it, I guess, even though it's expensive then. To cost 2 actions a card and 2 resources.
There is that rogue ally Chuck Fergus that I think can make this free. Doesn't it reduce tactics by 2
Or
cost?
make it fast.
Yeah. And
Chuck
fast.
Fergus Tactics?
I believe so.
I think tactics and tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely tricks.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
both. Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a card that I think is super fun because I love being the one that's like, everyone gets something cool because I played this card.
Yeah.
I'm skeptical about like its cost to value ratio.
Yeah, so I guess it's 2 costs for 2 actions to get 3 actions. One of them is a Tesla's Clue.
That is a big upside, yeah.
Because I'm like, think of Scene of the Crime, 2 cost. Maybe you're getting 2, most times you're getting 1, or half the time you're getting 1. So,
And it doesn't quite work, I guess, to choose someone else at your location and have them move and discover a clue at their new location, because you can no longer choose them. You can have yourself move and get a clue.
It's not parlay, though, is it?
No.
I was going to say, if it's parlay, that'd be a little bit nicer, because you could, use it to fire your gun, move with your enemy, and discover a clue, not provoking, but yeah, it's going to provoke an attack.
It's like the one non-parlay card in this box.
If it was parlay, it'd be good. Just kidding. It's still fun.
I think it's cool. I doubt that it's good, and yet I will probably play it.
It's tactics, which matters for some reasons. It'll be good in tactic decks.
I'm waiting with all these double cards. I'm really wondering if the double trait will matter, even though the double trait is kind of just a shorthand for it's going to cost 2 actions. Okay, the next event is Tinker. It's a 1 cost insight and upgrade. Fast play only during your turn. Attach Tinker to a tool asset in your play area. Limit 1 per asset. Attached asset takes up 1 fewer hand or accessory slot. You still call that a wrench? Is the flavor text? I guess as it has it's a wrench with a screwdriver tied to it.
It's a great Joe card.
It is a good Joe card. It's also probably a good Wilson card.
Yeah.
Free up a hand slot.
Yeah.
And it's
hand or accessory?
Hand or accessory slot. Yeah. That's a good
Accessory
point.
slot is a little bit more competitive. So I think in a deck that has an accessory or a couple accessories you want to play, that's great.
I think this is likely to be really good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. It's just with the caveat that it has to be a tool, it's add a hand slot. And it's fast, only costs 1. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. I liked 1.
All right, Brandon, you have been purified.
Hell yeah.
Of all of your haterade.
Cheers to that.
I'll drink to that.
This is innate and blessed. Max 1 per skill test. You may commit purified to any type of test.
Oh, because it has no icons.
It has no icons. Yeah, I should say that. If this test is successful, for each point you succeeded by to a maximum of 5, add 1 blessed token to the bag or remove 1 curse token from the bag.
Good. Calling it now.
I think it's good.
It's good.
Yeah, if this adds 2 to 4 blesses to the bag, it's very good.
It's great in Silas, who can pull this back if it's not going to matter enough.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's innate traded, so you can take it. This is very similar. There's a couple different skills that are doing this right now. There's one that's like, if your base skill is lower than the printed skill, you add that many blesses. Another 0 experience survivor. And then there's one, if you fail a skill test, you add 2 or remove 2 curses. Very similar. I think this one's the best of the 3.
I think that this one might be good enough to play even if you're not really playing like a big bless/curse either deck or team. Like if you're playing with a rogue that you know is running Faustian Bargain and a mystic that you know is running Promise of Power, because those are just good cards, this can just like clean up after them. Or if those curses have already been drawn or whatever, add some blesses to the bag that'll just be nice.
Okay, I agree.
For the cost of 0, because it's a skill card.
The cleanup of curses, I agree with. The adding frivolous blesses, I don't
Well,
think that's the move.
If you're not playing Taboo, definitely try this with double or nothing. In one action to entirely fill the bag.
Fill the bag. And then
super fun.
use the card that is like remove 10
Howard.
bless to clear a doom.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think it's a solid for 0 skills that actually wants you to succeed. Very, very rare in this game that I think is actually okay.
So we've been through all the level 0 cards now, and we saw one good Wilson card. That is a change of pace from
all
the rogue set cards. Yeah. Next is hand-eye coordination. It is a 1-cost level 1 guardian event that is an insight and says fast. Play only during your turn. Resolve an action ability on a tool or weapon asset you control without paying its action cost. Keep your eyes on the target. So you're spending a card and a resource in place of spending an action on something. So it's action compression and gets you out of opportunity attacks.
To play a weapon or just trigger it?
Trigger
an ability, yeah.
I don't know, guys.
I think it's pretty good, actually.
It's a decent Joe card. I don't know if I would play it outside of Joe, because you have to actually draw the card. It's an insight, so like...
And it's insight traded.
So it can go into Joe's deck. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And even be discounted.
Yeah, I think you're right. It probably feels like a Joe card.
I think it's not bad. At level 1, I think the Guardians really rarely can squeeze more than 3 actions into a turn, which this allows. It could, if a rogue like Tony can play it, you're getting extra actions that you use to fight lets you do things like let God sort him out.
But Tony has like 7 million.
Yeah,
that's true. Maybe Tony doesn't need the help. But I'm higher on this card than it's not flashy, but I think it actually might be pretty good.
I don't know if I could find a spot for it in my deck.
My problem with this in most Guardians is that this is a card you're playing to like fire one more bullet, but like it costs the bullet.
Yeah,
and I'd rather just use a card that does more damage, like Vicious Blow 2, that does more damage with the same bullet.
But you can get an extra swing of your katana in with this. It doesn't use ammo.
Yeah, because I failed the first time. Because that card's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to play with it to really grok it, but it feels like it's a big card slot for one action that's going to just basically save me. It's like a quick thinking, essentially.
I think for the XP, I would like it to not cost the ammo cost.
Yeah, that if it didn't cost the ammo, I'm all on board. I agree.
Yeah. But then the flavor would be off. It'd be like a cleaning kit. Like, where's this ammo coming from?
It's like what one in the chamber should have been.
Yeah. All right, Steven.
Strong Armed. This is a 1 XP skill, fist and agility, and it's innate. While Strong Armed is committed to an attack using a melee or ranged asset, this deals +1 damage. After revealing chaos tokens, you may take 1 damage to cancel that chaos token, return it to the chaos bag, reveal a new one, and you may do this any number of times.
What?
I love it.
What? This is just
It's so good.
1 XP improved Vicious Blow? Right? Like,
whoa. Whoa. I mean, it has to be done with a melee or ranged asset, so it's like you can't like punch with Vicious Blow. But still, you know, or you can't punch with
it goes well if you're using a melee weapon in particular, because then you're probably you're just using melee attacks every time you want to fight. I think this is incredible.
It's so wild, especially for Mark.
Well, what about our resident Calvin expert? Can he take innate?
He can take. No, he
just
takes spirit.
Only spirit?
Yeah,
because this would be such a good Calvin card.
Taking damage.
It'd be a great Calvin card. I think it's great Mark, honestly.
That's right, because for
every time he takes damage, he draws a card, and it's 1 at a time, so it feels nice.
I don't even look at it as, like, it's not that likely that you're going to do that, but it is amazing that you have that. I mean, like, you can't fail. If you have enough damage to take, this works on auto fails.
Yep.
Like, you just, it adds damage and guarantees a hit.
It's incredible.
This card's nuts.
It's incredible.
Oh, and there's no reason you can't just commit this to another Calvin player. This is not only a new test. So.
Yeah. I feel like this should have been called Vicious Blow 1 or something, just so that it can't also have, you can't also have Vicious Blow in your deck. Because now I feel like there's four cards that every Guardian has to put in, and it's 2 Vicious Blow.
You take
weird. So you commit this to someone else.
This is a Carson card.
Wait.
Because you can commit it to someone else.
Yeah.
You take the damage.
Are you sure? After revealing them, that makes it sound like it's referring to the person who reveals them, but
no, I think
the performing investigator may take.
Yeah.
If it meant anyone but the controller of the
Can
card.
Vincent take this?
Yeah.
Because he likes getting damage.
Vincent can take, I think, up to level. Oh wait, no. He can take 0 Guardian. Can he take up to level 2? I can't remember. He does like taking damage, though. You're right.
it might even be Guardian 0 to 1 for him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
That'd be great. If Vincent can take this, but
I think
it's pretty
he can.
good.
Actually, you know what? I think he can because I think Ever Vigilant I've seen in a Vincent deck.
This card's incredible to the point where I'm a little mad about it because I feel like it has to go into every Guardian deck forever. It's the first 2 experience they should spend.
I don't know about that, but yes, it's very good.
Yeah,
it's very good.
It's super good.
Cancel mitigation of token in Guardian is this is the first time we've ever seen it,
and
it's also extra damage. It's amazing.
And for
Incredible.
1 XP to be able to cancel the auto fail, like I would sort of expect the 1 XP version to say like non-auto.
Yeah, it's like there's a mistake here. It was a typo that it doesn't say when you draw a non-auto fail.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then you can do it any number of times.
Any number of times is unreal.
You can draw the auto fail 3 times in a row and still hit.
Can Amanda, is that the investigator that tucks a skill card under her? Is this like an amazing Amanda card that she can just start beating up everyone?
I mean, she has a limited number of melee and ranged assets.
Yeah,
I guess that's
so
fair.
Vicious Blow is maybe better for her because she can just punch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
You're right.
Wow. All right.
Still good.
Second wind too. It's a second. Has there only been 1 second wind, or has there already been? Is there also already like a second wind 4?
Nope. There's a second wind that's a 1-cost event.
Well, second wind level 2 is a 0-cost event. It's got a willpower and wild icon on it, so nice icons. Okay. It's spirit and bold traded, which I think, as is usual for bold, it says play only as your first action. Mm-hmm. Heal 2 damage, 3 damage instead if you drew a treachery this round. Draw 1 card.
Okay, it's a +1 to the healing across both.
Yeah, and then the draw 1 card is new, right?
Nope, that's the same.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This is just 1 healing better?
I think it's 1 less cost.
It's 1 healing, 1 less cost.
Oh, the other one costs 1. Okay. That's fine.
It's fine.
Not that exciting.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it could heal things other than just you, because this is just your investigator, right? When it just says heal.
It's again great for Mark. This may be the Mark pack part of the.
Yeah, we've reached the Mark centric part of the Hemlock Vale pack. Yeah.
Yeah, second wind and the damage dealing.
Yeah, and maybe Calvin, if you got too aggressive, took too much damage, or want to back up.
Nah, never. As the veteran Calvin player, just go red line, go home.
Alright. Cleaning kit. 3 cost, 3 XP asset, book and agility, item and tool, 4 supplies this time. So these, once again, supplies may be spent as if they were supplies or ammo on assets you control, but there's a new ability. Reaction. When a supply is spent from cleaning kit, exhaust it, the performing investigator gets +2 skill value for this test.
So
when you use it as a... Is it only tools? No,
this
it's
is
weapons too.
This is worded really strange because this still has... only you can use this, but then it says the performing investigator gets +2. Even though it's only you who can do it.
I guess if you have
weird.
you have some item with supplies or ammos that other people can use, they would get the +2, but I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Schaffner's catalog has supplies.
Alright, so you get +2 skill value when buying an item with Schaffner's catalog.
There you go.
Yeah, wow. It's quite a combo.
It is.
Jeez, I think all you need is the wolf mask and you skip this. get the +2s from that. I don't
3 experience is really steep for this change.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
No.
It's very selfish.
And it's
clearly.
accessory slot,
It's clearly a self-intent, if you're you know what, I'm gonna say it. It's good for Wilson. He needs the extra, so this is only 2 resources to play when he plays it. He needs the extra supplies because he's going to be missing because of the shitty skill. He needs those extra skill values to pump him. I think it's a Wilson card, no one else.
Yeah, I mean, a total of +8 skill value is not bad. It's a fairly serious improvement, but it's not a super exciting card.
Yeah.
I don't get why this is an accessory slot. This The flavor,
feels like a hand.
the flavor of, like, there's occasionally small little items that, like, the flavor of the card it is a physical thing, but it's still slotless.
Yeah.
This feels like it could have been that. Like,
Yeah.
especially because the role it fills has been till this point generally filled by events. Like, it's weird that this takes a slot to me.
Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like it still feels Ventury to me, which took up an ally slot. Accessory is slightly better than that, but yeah, it's just it's missing for me.
Yeah.
I think honestly, Steven's critique is the best, which is it doesn't make any sense, so throw it in the garbage.
Throw it in the garbage and instead play your Blessed Blade level 4. I'm excited for this. I love a Blessed Guardian.
Me too.
This is a 3-cost Guardian asset that's item, weapon, melee, and Blessed traded. And as an action, fight. You get +2 combat for this attack. If this attack is successful, it deals +1 damage. Return each Blessed token revealed during this attack to the Chaos bag. And before revealing Chaos tokens for this attack, you may exhaust Blessed Blade to add 2 blesses to the Chaos bag. It's great.
Now we're talking.
It's awesome.
Now we're talking.
No ammo. You can use it any number of times per turn. You just can only exhaust it to add the blesses once per turn.
Yep.
And it returns. It's great.
Question.
Fantastic.
So that return each blessed token is not optional. Do you still get the bonus?
Yeah.
Oh.
What does it say?
Oh. I guess you could read this to say, like, rather than resolve them at all, you return them. I read this as at the end of the test, take all the blesses you drew and put them back in the bag.
Yeah, that needs clarification.
This is not super clearly written. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Because
normally it would say after resolving the skill test, return each blessing revealed during the skill test to the bag.
Right.
The templating that they've used in the past, like with Sacred Covenant or I think the Blessing of Isis is the most familiar one.
It may be clarified in the FAQ that came out right before Hemlock Vale.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's possible. Yeah, let us know in the comments what Blessed Blade does.
This is a significant improvement to level 0. I was worried it wouldn't be.
Yeah, it seems great.
It's great.
A one-handed melee weapon that's +2/+1, like right there, is probably worth 4 XP.
Yeah, agreed.
And to me, I think the most intuitive interpretation of what it's doing is that the blesses you draw count and then go back in.
Yep.
But I agree the wording is weird.
It's not clear.
And if you reveal it instead of resolving it, does that mean you... Because it's part of resolving it that you draw another token, so that would mean you stop drawing, right? If what this means is you don't resolve it, you return it, then that would mean you stop drawing, which would still be kind of good. But yeah, I think it probably resolves and returns.
I don't know.
Okay.
Eyes of Velusia, 3 costs, 4 XP asset, will and fist. Item, relic, and spell. For an action, parlay. Choose an enemy at your location until the end of the round. Each investigator gets +1 skill value while fighting, evading, or parlaying with the chosen enemy. Place a resource on Eyes of Velusia as a charge. And as fast action, search your bonded cards for Blade of Yoth and swap it with Eyes of Velusia, removing all charges from Eyes of Yoth to Blade of Yoth. Or Eyes of Velusia to Blade of Yoth. Oh, and it's a hand and arcane spell.
Yeah, I guess that's because it's magical and you have to hold a snake.
I was trouble grokking the beginning part.
So you parlay with an enemy and give, for the rest of the round, give +1 basically to all tests interacting with that enemy by all players. That seems cool. It seems mainly good for like elites, for bosses. If it's just an enemy you're just trying to kill, you would rather use your weapon to kill it than spend actions on this, I think.
Yep.
But it's pretty cool. And then it has this bonded card we got to check out. You're holding that?
I have a card, guys.
All right.
Blade of Yoth, the Father's Ire, subtitle, is a bonded card with Eyes of Velusia. Does it automatically go into play when you get this, or does it?
As a fast action, you can swap these 2 cards.
Swap it for Eyes of Velusia.
But you remove charges from Eyes to that one. So I'm guessing that you want to build up a few charges first.
Yeah, the charges accumulate on this.
Yeah.
And then move there.
Yeah, but I because it has skill icons, I was like, why does this have skill icons? Was my question.
The bonded card has... Yeah, right, that's nonsense. Hey, what's it do?
Okay. Item, relic, weapon, melee. As an action, spend 1 to 3 charges. Fight. For this attack, you may use willpower instead of combat. and you get +2 skill value and deal +1 damage for each charge spent as part of the action's cost. So 1 to 3.
+2/+1 per?
+2/+1 per. So at 2 charges, +4/+2. Pretty good. And then as a fast action, you can search your bonded cards for Eyes of Volusia and add it and swap it with the Blade of Yoth, discarding all charges. So yeah, if you had 1 left over and you're just like, I need to go back to gaining more, you wouldn't carry that.
Like I was saying last time, I love Bonded. I love the design space and everything that it creates. I love that the game's back to using it more. I think the Blessed Blade who does red is the better card by far.
Well, they're different because like Blessed Blade you want to give to a fighter. Like this one, like you don't have to do any test for the parlay. That test is a will test, and how like if you spend 3 charges, how much do you
It
get?
would be +6 value and 4 damage.
Exactly. So like if you're Carson, for example, like you don't have to test for the eyes side. For the other side, you can get +6, so you'll probably succeed. It's a much more supportive.
Maybe this is like this is the non-fighter.
It's an alternative to like the Runic Axe or something that is a high XP, a very occasional attack weapon. But in the meantime, he could use his the few actions he doesn't give away to add +1s to the other players.
Yeah, it's interesting. It takes up 2 slots. It's definitely...
Yeah, but Guardians don't care about their arcane slots very much, so it's a lot.
But it's a spell too, so you can also play this in like a Kachi.
Mystics that get the access. Yeah, I think it's interesting, and obviously, it's willpower instead of combat, so it seems like it's leaning Mystic. I mean, let's not forget, Alessandra can take this. It is a parlay card, and she could do some pretty serious damage with her free parlay, building up these charges and then turning it to its side and just like blowing up enemies.
I had forgotten that. This seems great for Alessandra.
There you go.
Yeah.
We found an Alessandra card.
Found yet another one.
There's so many.
I think there have been as many Alessandra Guardian cards as Wilson cards in Guardian.
In Guardian, I was like, no, there's way more Alessandra. That's hilarious.
That's a good point. That I could see Carson and Alessandra, and that's mostly it.
Yep.
Flurry of Blows, which has Lily in the art. This is a level 5 Guardian event. We were talking in the Rogue review about how good a level 5 event has to be, and then it did not meet our bar.
It wasn't even as good as the level 0 it replaced.
Yeah. Well, this is so good that they had to make sure Wilson couldn't play it.
So. Right, Wilson can't take this. See, he gets level 4 Guardian. Wow.
Hilarious.
So Flurry of Blows, it's got good icons because it has a wild, so it's like it has two different double icons. It's tactic double and faded.
Whoa.
Play only if you control a melee asset. As an additional cost to play Flurry of Blows, spend an action. Okay, so it requires setup, it costs 2 actions and 5 XP. This text better be the best text I've ever read.
Yeah, it better be.
Fight. Choose a melee asset you control and take an immediate fight action with that asset without paying its action cost. You may repeat this effect up to 3 times. After the final attack resolves, if it's your turn, end your turn. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so it's if you guys remember Lily, one of her signature principles or whatever they were called. One of them was
the
Flurry
agility
of Blows.
was to do 3 attacks.
One was literally Flurry of Blows. Like I think it was what it was called as well.
Oh,
and this Lily is the art for this.
Yep. She's usually using her. I haven't played a lot of Lily. I played her in a standalone or 2, I think, and she's weird.
The tough thing is, I think her thing that does 3 attacks. I guess that's just 1 action, right?
It's 1 action.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what you do for your next 3 attacks. After that.
Yeah.
3 attacks for 2 actions is...
this is 4 attacks. It's because you may repeat this 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 4
right.
attacks.
Oh, it's 4 attacks. Okay, because I was about to say that this is just as good as hand-eye coordination, which gives you a 0 action right, attack. So this is 2 more attacks than you could make with that action, or with those 2 actions, at the cost of level 5, 2 resources in a card. I'm not sure.
I think it's good. It's a good boss slayer card. Can it get tucked under Stick to the Plan? Is it a tactic?
It is a tactic.
Okay, so you can get stuff it's kind of like it's filling a similar hole to like a 1-2 punch level 5. which is like
Yeah.
automatically succeed, do 2 damage, and then maybe do 3 or 4 more. It feels like a similar cost, similar XP, like same XP, same cost rather.
And when I played Lily, I would also do 7 attacks in a turn, but I would do it with having a Mystic play Seal of the Elder Sign
so you
to
can
flip her thing back.
Yeah.
But that's also a 5 XP, so they're kind of somewhat comparable.
Yeah.
It's funny.
This, against a retaliate enemy, unless you use your, what was it called, Ofuda, this could get you attacked 4 times.
Yeah.
So, alright, we have to re-rate Ofuda as
Yeah.
a must-have include.
I mean, kind of. If I was running Fury of Blows, it would add some value to Ofuda to make sure that those that big moment doesn't go terribly.
Or you could just Eyes of Veluzia to give you +1 on your 4 attacks, and then you just won't miss.
Yeah, the only thing I don't love about this is it doesn't give you any inherent... It's an action compression card, but it doesn't give you any inherent bonus. It doesn't give you any inherent, like, goodness to hit more likely. Like, if you're attacking a 5 or 6, like, combat boss, like, you might just miss every single time.
Yeah. It's alright.
It's fine.
But it's very hard to put level 5 cards in your deck. Because you have to even have 5 XP or make the point of floating XP from scenario to scenario.
Yeah.
It's hard to see this actually getting put into mini decks for me.
Yeah, I think in like a... What's that big hammer that's broken?
Cyclopean?
Yeah, the Cyclopean Hammer. It's a great card for Cyclopean Hammer where you're going to be hitting hard, hitting often with that.
Does this work with a sled? Does this let you use
action
double action things for 0 action cost?
That's what I was...
It sounds that way.
We asked the same thing. It can... What was the...
Flurry of Blow, without paying its action cost. It does seem like you could do the triple action sledgehammer attack 4 times with this, which... okay, I'm sold.
I think we had.
I'm gonna get back to like sledgehammer Daniela with this. Yeah,
I thought we had the same question during Rogue, and you were thinking it only counted as one of the actions when it's not paying the action cost.
It was worded differently. It said it just said you may take a fight action with it. Like it granted you granted you 1 action to spend, whereas this says you may take the fight action without paying its... I mean, I guess you're right. This is templated similarly, but this says in parentheses without paying its cost, which I don't think the other one said.
I can't remember.
Which is why at that one we thought it was written unclear. Like, does it cost you an action to do that or not? In addition to the card. There's been a few vague situations here, and we're only two classes in. Okay, that was not the only level 5 Guardian card, Steven.
Wow. Miracle Wish. This is 5 XP X cost, Will and Wild event. Also Favor and Blessed. Fast. Play after 1 or more Blessed tokens are revealed during a skill test at your location. Search your bonded cards for Evanescent Ascension and put it into play. Place up to X resources on it as wishes to a maximum of the number of Blessed tokens revealed. Remove Miracle Wish from the game.
Whoa.
So this does nothing.
Yep.
Like all that it does says refer to card B for what this card does. So tell us about Evanescent Ascension.
Evanescent Ascension, the Morning Star, subtitled, is a ritual pack blessed card.
Wait, it's an asset.
It is an asset.
Oh, this is an event that puts an asset into play.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because
That's
it's coming in with tokens.
Yeah,
It makes sense. If it has no wishes set aside, if it has no wishes, you set it aside out of play. As a reaction, when an investigator at your location would fail a skill test, spend 1 wish and exhaust Evanescent Ascension, resolve the investigator's Elder Sign effect, in addition to all other tokens revealed during this test. What? So no matter what the token, if they would fail... So, like, we have our modified skill value at that point.
Yeah.
Then we spend a wish, exhaust it, and resolve the Elder Sign, which could add some positive skill value, which hopefully would make them pass, and also resolve the effect.
But if it's an auto fail, they still fail. Huh. They just get their Elder Sign effect and then continue failing.
Yeah, I guess if it's like Mateo, you could use this to, like, be like, actually, I have another action after this auto fail. I don't know.
Mateo could use his Elder Sign to make it
no, I think auto fail cancels auto succeed.
Yes, I believe that's true.
Yeah. You're right. His
That's a
Elder Sign
weird
is-
one. This is a real build around for the investigators who have really impactful Elder Sign abilities. Whether it's you playing Miracle Wish or others on your team, right?
Because when an investigator at your location would fail.
This is a tricky one to like evaluate.
I think it's great, is my general feeling, just because we think about Seal of the Elder Sign, which is the auto Elder Sign card. This one, similarly, if you get enough blesses, like we've had chains of 4 or 5 blesses in a single test.
Yeah.
That's 4 or 5 Elder Signs for a 5 XP event. That seems great.
Well, so the
And
one
reactionary Elder Signs.
That's really
the part that gets a little bit tricky though is the lack of control, because like you have to wait till you get a fail to get an Elder Sign.
Yep.
So then it kind of serves 2 functions. It's like it mitigates really bad failures, and it provides Elder Signs, and like those are both really useful. But it's like sometimes like when you want an Elder Sign, for example, to flip Lily's discipline back, she may not get a fail. So you may have to, but someone else who has a shitty Elder Sign may have a really important fail, and so you cancel that. So I wouldn't necessarily assume you're getting max value out of both sides of the card. They're both good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not convinced it's good. Like,
Really?
mainly for the reason Steven's saying is where you have to...
It's very situational.
And you're in that weird situation where, okay, we've got 2 blesses. Do I play it? Or do I wait? And then, and also, remember, if you just said, like, well, if you draw 5 blesses, you get 5 Elder Signs. That also means the card costs 5 resources. Because the X is the number you're putting on it.
That's a good point.
The number of blesses that were revealed is just the maximum, but then you pay a resource per also. So there's also the situational. You would need to get 5 wishes on that card. You need to draw a string of 5 blesses and be willing to spend 5 resources.
I guess if you have only 4 resources, after the 4th bless token is revealed, you could play it before revealing the next one.
Yep. Right.
Oh, and it says place up to X resources on it to a maximum of the number.
Oh,
so,
got it.
so
Okay,
you
so
can wait till the
allowed-
end of the test and then pay whatever
You're
you want.
allowed to pay for.
Yeah, right. There's no risk that it's going to push it to where you can't afford it. Yeah.
That's fine.
It's tough.
Elder Signs are just so powerful. I'm thinking like Lily can take, like who can take this? Nathaniel Cho, who has a great Elder Sign, can take this. Lily can take this, who has a great Elder Sign. Like there are some really impactful things where if you could trigger an Elder Sign like where you're already down and out, and it will make you pass and also do the great thing it does. Seems great.
Yeah, it's really unlike anything else we have.
Yeah,
So,
it's really hard to figure out.
It's cool. My gut says it's cool but weak, but I look forward to being proved wrong because you like cool cards to also be good.
Yeah, can Mateo take this? Can he take up to 5 bless or only up to 3 bless? I feel like it's
I'm
less
not
than
sure.
5.
I think it's less than 5.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say his is the best Elder Sign in the game, so being able to do that.
But you
Right.
can still use it on Mateo.
True, if you're playing aside him, alongside.
So we have been putting 1 or 2 neutral cards at the end of each one. That was the last Guardian card, but we have Bide Your Time. It's another double. It's a 0-cost neutral event with a wild icon. As an additional cost to play Bide Your Time, spend an action. During your next turn, you may take 2 additional actions. It's midnight, and you're starting to wonder if the whole thing's a ruse.
Great.
So it just lets you send some of your actions into next turn. Yeah. It's kind of like...
There's an asset that
there's a rogue exceptional relic that lets you put clicks on... Is it Borrowed Time?
Borrowed Time.
Yeah.
And that card's great.
Yep.
So I think this likely is too.
I think it's great. At 0 cost, 0 XP, a wild icon if you don't need it.
My one question is, what would actually lead you to spend one of your deck slots on this?
Same reason as you put Borrowed Time in the deck.
Not as good as Tempt Fate.
I don't know. I think actions, more actions in a single turn are better than fewer actions in multiple turns.
I think you put this in the right faction, very intentionally, because if you are a fight-only Guardian,
that's the
and you're in 3 or 4 player, you can pretty reliably, someone's going to draw a monster next turn. Maybe 2 people will draw a monster, and it'll be really useful to have 5 actions to deal with them.
Yep. Agreed. Guardians are the ones who most frequently find themselves kind of I kind of have nothing to do this turn. I guess I'll gain some resources. This is great for them.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really interested to toy around with it. It's a really just clean, clever design too. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. It really exists only in dedicated fighter. I mean, not only, but it's best in dedicated fighters.
Yeah.
Or Payday Rogues.
Payday Rogues, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. Actually.
Yeah, that's a great, really random one that you pulled out of your ass.
Well, because I was looking at the new Taboo.
Oh, that's
and
right.
they
Payday
added
just got.
Payday,
Yeah.
so it was on the brain.
All right, what did you think of the Guardian cards?
It was very strange that they had nothing to do with Wilson.
Yeah.
I still don't get Wilson. I don't.
Because like if Wilson it was like super obvious, then I'd be like, oh, okay, I get why you didn't need support.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. He's not like super obvious to me, so I thought these cards were gonna make him make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Bless a lot. Well, I'm actually more. I guess I'm more on Team Curse, but I like Blurs in general.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So I'm excited to see more of this.
Yeah, I think it's Wilson and the cards here are a very strange set of cards. We really didn't get anything that pushes us into like, oh, that's what Wilson's meant to do.
Yep.
Direction. The Blast cards are cool. I wish that they were cooler. No, I just we're 2 colors in now, and I wish that this box seemed like it was doing anything more than it's a little more Bless and Curse, which is kind of how it feels.
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen them do anything that's like, oh, here's how Bless and Curse feels different now than it did in Innsmouth.
I think it's not that uncommon when we have new designers into the game where the risks taking in the very first cycle are usually not super high.
Yeah,
and that's I think a fair thing for them to do. I don't think that's like anything cowardice. I think like MJ, who's beloved designer of the game, when she was designing Dunwich, the cards, the cycle itself was very, I think, tame. It wasn't crazy risks, and
sure.
then expanded from there, and she made some crazy risks that were great.
I don't, and maybe this is too early to have this conversation about like, is this box too safe? Which based on the previews I saw, I already kind of was concerned that it was. Like customizable cards, last box. I thought that they didn't all hit. Like I maybe was kind of mixed on customizable cards, but it was a huge swing. Something that not only was new to Arkham, but I had never seen a card game do before. And to move from that level of like, oh my god, this game's doing what? To kind of like, oh, this game's doing a little more of that. Like,
yeah, and I think in general we panned customizable cards, but then for the next year, I just was like, which customizable card am I going to slot into this deck?
They were fun to play
with. Yeah, it was so much fun. They were not all. Some of them were very powerful. Most of them were not. But they are fun. Definitely fun.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll circle back to that. I don't know that I would give. Sorry, new designers, if you're watching this, Duke and Nick and team. But I don't know if I would give them the same grace you are. I'd be like, you know that you're coming into cycle 9 of this game that's kind of long in the tooth, and we only get one expansion a year. Like, I don't know if I would say that it's okay to be this safe.
Well, but one of the things,
because you're a new designer.
But one of the things, and not only because they're a new designer, but one of the things I feel like they're doing right now is we've only seen 2, and I've been very, very blind to all the cards in this. But I say I wanted more parlay. They gave me more parlay. I wanted more investigators that cared about a certain trait that was maybe not cared about so much. That's what this one is doing. We still haven't seen it. I mean, I haven't thought about how I build this deck, but there's tools. There's a lot of tools out there.
We actually already had cards that let you like carry extra tools and stuff. Like we already had.
We have tool belt.
We had tool belt. We had Joe's guns. Like we've had things that swap tools around.
Yeah,
so
you're
I
right.
can't say that I was ever like, boy, I wish we had more tools.
Yeah. I just don't get what's unique or interesting about Wilson. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out together when we play this game.
Maybe Seeker will have all the
answers.
It definitely could be that as we read the Seeker cards, we're like, well, there's a Wilson card, there's another one. Yeah, yeah, we'll see. I was going to ask Steven, before we sign off, what class are we doing next?
Should we do Seeker to see?
I guess we probably
Seeker
better.
or Survivor would be tools, right?
Yeah.
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 Seeker next?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I feel like again, I'm more Team Curse, so like I feel like I'm more
Let's
excited
save
for
Mystic.
Seeker and Mystic. Well, Seekers also have sometimes had good Team Curse cards.
that's true.
So.
Oh yeah, Seeker. I think
great
more.
ones.
Rogue has always been more like, oh, you take curses as a trade-off for getting to do cool things, and
Yeah.
Seeker's the one that's like, you want the curses
Yeah,
because
yeah.
then you can do the cool
Yeah.
thing. And I agree, Seeker is the fun curse class.
Yeah.
Okay, well, join us in next week when we will review the Seeker cards from Hemlock Vale. I guess nothing left to say, but until then, be optimal.